following program is rated MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
This week on the 5-Minute Warning.
I don't think he's just a narcissist. I think he actively hates his own people. Like he literally goes out of his way. And it's not just about him making money. It's not just about him sweetening his deal. I think he truly hates Black people.
Show that gives you everything and nothing at all. That's everywhere you don't want to be. It's Ruben, Mo B, and on the ones and twos, AG.
The 5-Minute Warning.
You know, wow. What's going on? Welcome to a brand new episode of 5-Minute Warning. Of course, it's Ruben. And of course, we got AG and Moby here with you.
What's happening,
First
y'all?
of all,
How you doing?
What's going on?
Hey, man, I'm going to apologize to the world because apparently in life there are certain things that I should not be doing, such as taking a nap before the show. And yeah, that's what I did. And that's why we late. Because,
Dude, I thought I was getting ready to call your mom. I thought you was dead. For real. I mean, this is your show, man. I'm like, what?
Joe, you know,
I mean, I just figured it was about time you niggas was on time for once instead of trying to be early all the time.
You know what?
I mean, yeah, you know, it's, yeah. So the word of the day is no word, because yeah, this sucks. So I apologize to my crew. I apologize to everybody out there listening to us. And if you still, you know, we all still alive. And thank you for still being here. I do apologize for the lateness of the show. This is actually legit CPT time. I mean, so yeah, as Moby said, I guess for him, we on time finally for once. So I guess it's what it is, man. But yeah, man, how's it been going? Except for this crazy shit right here.
Well, now that I know I don't have to call your mom on the phone.
I appreciate that, man.
I was about to say, did he go up there and not come back? I mean, otherwise things are good, man. It's all good.
Good. What about you,
man?
Moby?
I mean, I'm fine. I'm just wondering how, like, our three listeners are going to be like, damn, like, they must not be doing the show today. Like, they might have already tuned out.
Well, one of them held on. Shout out to the one that's still holding on. Appreciate you. You know, they were just like, nah, these guys usually say they ain't gonna be here. We gonna give it a couple minutes. Maybe there's some technical difficulties or whatever.
Somebody treated this like a college class, like 15 minutes.
Exactly.
15 minutes before I leave, yeah.
I mean, I was here, but you know, your ass won't, so it was time to be up. Which is crazy, right? Who came up with that bullshit? Because that ain't legit.
What's not legit?
The whole 15 minutes.
Because you're wasting your time. Why would somebody stay there for an hour when they could have been gone?
I ain't stayed for 15 minutes. If I showed up and professor wasn't there within 5 minutes of class, I was out. I could walk by the professor on the way in. Hey, look, nigga, I was here.
Is he wrong?
I mean,
we paying for this. So in some form or fashion, we paying for this.
This ain't public school.
Which is crazy, right? Because, you know, then there's always like, well, you know, well, class ain't over. Man, the bell rung. I mean, like,
man,
people are moving.
Class was over when I left.
Yeah. I mean,
he's not wrong.
I don't be understanding. Like, you know, then it's like, I didn't tell y'all to leave.
I want to know where the attendance rule in college happened anyway. So, like, my first school I went to, well, I guess technically it was like my second school. But, yeah, I went to a school and they would be like, hey, you know, if you miss 3 classes, you failed. And I was just like, hold on, buddy.
I'm paying for this shit.
I mean, somebody was paying for it. You know what I'm saying? So, somebody was paying for this. So I was just like, why should it matter if I'm here or not? Like, you shouldn't automatically fail me. But then, at ODU, shout out to a couple professors. I had one professor for like 3 different classes on purpose. I would just find her. If she was teaching the class, I'd be like, hey, I'm going to take that class. And by the second class I took, she called me out on the first day of attendance. She was like, Mr. Brown, are you going to be joining us this class? And I was like, that depends. Do you have an attendance policy? And she was like, nope. And I'm like, I guess I'll see you on the first exam.
I mean, that's what they gave us the syllabus for.
Hey, I mean, I had an A in her class. All 3 classes I took, I had an A, but I was just like, hey, man, you give me a syllabus. You give me what this shit's going to be about. Why I need to be here? That was 6 hours of my week I could save and not have to be here.
I wish I could take classes like that.
I mean, it wasn't all of them, but that's why I'm like, hey, I'll make her class and I'll be like, oh, it's in the morning too? Oh, 8 o'clock class? Hell yeah, because I know I ain't gonna have to be there except for like the 3 exams. And I ain't even have to be there to turn in shit because, I drop her the email. So I'm like, hell, I gotta show up 3 times for this motherfucker. This is awesome.
Which is crazy, right? So it's like, we pay to go to school, you give us a syllabus, and then you wonder why people ain't in class. I mean, because I pay you, and I'll be there when I need to be. I mean,
look, some professors were anal about that. They wanted you in class, but I had a couple that was just like, hey, it's your money or somebody's money, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you want to waste it by not being here, cool. And my thought was, hey, if I don't need to be here to pass this class, why am I here? Give me the syllabus, give me the information, and I'm out. I ain't even had no book for that class. I'd be like, man, please.
Especially if it's like, was it biology, basic biology?
Oh no, man, these are psych classes. But I mean, luckily I had a friend who she was always in the same classes with me, man. You know what I'm saying? We usually protect the names, but I'm gonna give her a shout out, man. Shout out to Georgette. You helped me get through, man, because I wasn't paying for them books. You know what I'm saying? She would come through, I'd be like, hey, can I get the book for the night? And she'd be like, cool. I studied for the test, I'm good. Georgette got me through about 4 or 5 classes that I didn't get a book for because she would have the book.
I always didn't like the books that they wrote. Hold on, man. I gotta get this book that your ass wrote. Like, what? I feel like I'm paying you again.
Hey, look, shout out to Dr. Harper. She's a doctor now, so shout out to Dr. Harper, man. You helped get me through undergrad. You was the real MVP of ODU.
Hey, man, you get it where it happens, man. What about you, AG?
I hope her last name's still Harper. I hope I ain't just call her by her last name and she don't go by no more.
I'm sure she knows what she meant. I don't think she's mad. We all downloaded our books, man. The engineering books are plentiful and expensive. I was like, good gravy. So somebody would find the download, give everybody else the link, and then we would download the book and just use it that way. Because, I mean, a lot of us had iPads or something. Then it was just like, oh, books are expensive, bro. They just are. So, or if we knew somebody that was ahead of us, we would just, yo, man, can we get that book? Or whatever, just like Moby did. So.
And I used to hate, man, them psych and counseling books and stuff. They be the same book, but it'd be like version 5. And all they did was rearrange the chapters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like I could get an old version book and just figure out which chapters correlated, and I was straight too.
It's a racket, man. Through and through. It's a racket.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Cool. So, gentlemen, now that all the pleasantries are over, we have an official main event, as it were, in the so-called election cycle. Because last week was the DNC. A month ago was the RNC. Now, it's very simple.
It was a month ago?
I think it was.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Yeah, man.
Time flies, sir.
It was the first full week in July. So the question now is, do we feel any differently about this situation now than we may have done before the RNC? Of course, there's a major shift in the Democratic nominees, but I mean, are we feeling the same way as far as how we feel the election is going to go? That sort of thing. I'll go and start with you, AG, first. Like, is it pretty much, yeah, Trump gonna run away with it and blah, blah, blah? Or do you feel it's a little different? Is it gonna be more interesting? Is it gonna be less interesting? That sort of thing.
Well, if you're starting it off at, before the RNC, I wouldn't have thought that. I would have thought that, Trump, well, actually, that's not true. The Biden thing was crazy, especially the way the Democrats, just unraveled at it. And I was like, okay. But when Trump got shot at, I was like, this might be over. Then 3 weeks later, or something like that, Biden finally steps aside and then turns around and endorses Harris. And apparently it was the best decision he ever made. So me thinking Trump, it was a shoo-in, changed instantly based on, what happened after the fact, the reaction after the fact when Biden endorsed Harris. I don't think that people that were going to vote for Trump are now going to vote for Harris. I don't think that people, that, on the left are going to jump to right. I don't think that, but I think that people on the fence, it's like, okay, let me see. I don't know what the percentage is, but I think they are waiting and seeing. But the vast majority of people are still where they are. But like I said, when Trump got shot and didn't die, threw his fist in the air and fight, I was like, oh man, this is so bad. So that's what I think right now. I mean, because after all of that shook out, what happened at the RNC and the DNC didn't matter. We all knew the outcome. So it didn't matter at all. Now, it's for me personally, I'm like, okay, I want to see if she puts up a better debate than she did when she was running for president the first time. Because if she doesn't, it's going to be bad again. If she does, especially after, well, I remember vividly what Trump did to Hillary Clinton. It was like, I mean, this dude didn't follow any rules. He didn't tell the truth. He didn't do anything. But he dominated her. I want to see if he can do that again. Because if he does it again, might be tight. Because she can't come off as weak. So we'll see. But as far as the DNC and RNC goes, we already knew the answers to that test.
All right. Moby?
All right, I hope I'm wrong on how I feel about this, but I feel like the DNC, I'm gonna put it in movie terms. It was like the Rocky montage, where they show him working out and training and everybody get all hype. Except I feel like instead of like him being the underdog and ultimately winning, we just played this whole DNC montage, and then the election's gonna come and Rocky gonna get his ass whooped in the first round. Like, I still feel like the election has already been decided for Trump. I feel like the Democratic Party got to have that good montage, it got to be hype, but like at the end of the day, I still feel like all those people who were gonna ride for Trump are still gonna ride for Trump. And yes, Harris will probably still win the popular vote, but as long as this thing called the Electoral College exists and these swing states keep swinging in the way they're gonna keep swinging for Trump, then I think we just played this whole Rocky montage to see him get knocked out in the first round. And the Rocky character is comical. Like, I mean, yes, it definitely energized the Democratic Party. It's definitely better to hear about the Democratic Party being energized and hopeful than a couple weeks ago when they were all doom and gloom and, oh, Biden just is the worst thing ever. But, I mean, at the end of the day, they're talking about polling and all that. I'm just like, Donald Trump was losing the polling when he won the election the first time he won the election. So if Harris all of a sudden is doing better on the polls, that don't mean shit. When white people get in the booth and vote, nobody knows what they fucking were polling to do. They just get in there and they vote for their people. And there's enough of this black conservative for Trump movement. And I don't think them dudes, and I'm gonna say dudes because it's mainly black men, I don't think them dudes about to jump off the bandwagon for Kamala. They're just not. Like, that's not the move to get them dudes to jump off. And I'm not saying Trump is going to get a huge majority of black male voters, but he's going to get a bigger chunk than anyone else has got out of the Republican Party, and that's going to be enough. That's the swing. So, yeah, I'm happy that at least, you know, everybody isn't so doom and gloom about the Democratic nominee. But I mean, it's still going to be a first round knockout. I still don't think it's going to be a close election. I still think Electoral College is still going to swing so far in Trump's favor that it's not going to matter. And once again, Kamala probably still will win the popular vote. But that's not how we decide presidents. So it's not going to matter.
I think the situation is more or less where they win, because that's, like you said, you know, 8th grade civics, as we talk about a whole bunch of time when we talk about politics, you know, that's when the Electoral College comes into play. It's like, it's not exactly, as you know, how many you win the popular vote by, it's where you win the popular vote. And, you know, polls, I don't know, man. Like, I'm very iffy on polls, man, because I feel like they talk to just a random 1,000 people every day, and you get what you expect to get because where you go. So, like, I'm kind of really just like,
I disagree with your polling theory, because I mean, I think polling in the past and even currently still has a purpose. It gives you a baseline starting point. But however, I think the way people approach polls are different now, because, you know, if the candidate wasn't so publicly toxic, meaning that like Trump is a make or break person. So there are a lot of people who are Trump supporters but don't want to be seen in the same light as Trump supporters. So they're more likely to not ever tell anybody they're a Trump supporter, but they're going to vote for him because, you know, a lot of people really, and fair or unfair, I do think it's kind of slightly unfair that we pigeonhole everybody who votes for Trump as a bigoted racist who hates all minorities. I think that's unfair to call them that. I don't think it's unfair to say, well, if you're voting for him, you're very comfortable with the idea of a bigoted racist person running the country, even if you, quote unquote, have other reasons you're voting for him. You might. Like, I don't think everybody that votes for Trump is a racist. I just think everybody that votes for Trump is okay with a racist running the country, as long as it serves whatever they vote for. And that's okay. But I think as long as it's toxic like that, polling will never truly get an accurate depiction of how people actually feel. And we learned that the first time Trump got elected, because he was down in every poll. Every poll. And that shit won't even close. For like, it just wasn't.
It wasn't close in the popular, like
electoral college. That's it. It wasn't close in the electoral college, and that's all I speak of. Because of course, more people are going to vote for Kamala than Trump. It's numbers.
Oh yeah, and I mean, the Republicans haven't won a popular vote since, if I'm correct, Bush Sr.
Yep, Daddy Bush.
Daddy Bush. So like, yeah. So we're talking 1990. That's the last time the Republicans won a popular vote. And, you know, so, and I would dare say he was keep me honest, AG. He was probably more of an moderate Republican back then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
okay, I mean, he was moderate Republican, but he still had enough of the leftover Reagan scent on him.
Yeah.
That,
So that,
True enough.
And I mean, and you know, why not? Because Reagan did 2 years and he was there. You know, he couldn't get a second term. And a lot of that was just based on what was happening in the world, you know, Operation Desert Storm and all that. You know, so that didn't help him any. And then, you know, we went from him to, you know, I did not have sexual relations with this woman.
Well, it wasn't just the Desert Storm stuff. It was also like people had about 10 years of reflection on what the actual quote unquote war on drugs actually was, which was a war on blacks.
I mean, New Jack City. If that ain't the antithesis of the war on drugs.
It's like when you start the war on drugs in the early 80s, and then 3 or 4 years later, like the crack epidemic is bigger than it's ever been.
Yeah,
however, it's like, shit's worse than it's ever been. More black people are getting arrested, and nothing has happened about the actual drug problem. The only thing that's happened is black people in low-income areas now are deathly terrified of any type of authority because they got to do whatever the fuck they wanted in the hoods back then.
Yeah. And, you know, then they came out with movies called The Blue-Eyed Girl, you know, about, I guess, if you do cocaine, your eyes turn blue. That's how they know you high, which is possibly one of the stupidest movies I ever watched when I was a kid. But yeah, you know, just say no, man. I mean, I guess in the thought process it was good, but then they stopped thinking about it.
What in the thought process was good?
I mean, like, what they were talking, just say no. Oh, it's a good
You mean
slogan.
it's a good disguise?
Yeah. And then it was just like, wait a minute. What the hell? I mean, so, yeah. I remember being in Petersburg and going through that. And I was
good old Dare, man. Like I remember that. I remember just thinking how ironic this Dare shit is. Like
Dare Bear, man. Goodbye, Smokey.
It's like I could be walking.
Now we got the Dare Bear.
But I thought it was ironic. I could be walking through my aunt's neighborhood in Savannah, Georgia, with a Dare T-shirt on, and the police would assume I was going somewhere to help my cousins or something sell drugs. I'm just like, yo, so I got on a goddamn Dare shirt, and you're like, oh, that nigga looks real suspicious. That little chubby boy with the high top fade, can't trust him.
Even though his shirt clearly says, I don't do drugs.
Now, in all fairness, my cousin did have the crack house across the street from my aunt. So I guess, I mean, you know, but they didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? So.
And there, ladies and gentlemen, we have is what is called problematic. Moco Cowboy, we see you out there. If he wins, PA is over. So it depends who you talk to. I've seen a lot of different ways where you know, the one thing that Biden had was the blue wall, and that was his only route. However, they're saying that Kamala actually has multiple routes because she has, quote unquote, energized the party to a point where, you know, there are some states that have normally not been in play are in play. You know, of course, there's a whole New Mexico, Arizona situation. Nevada, that's a route that she can go. They're talking about. And I mean, you know, you can listen to, some people can listen to everybody. There's people out here saying Texas is in play. And I look at them and be like, bitch, please. Like,
I got a question. It's an honest question. Like, is the elections like the state Olympics? Like, you know, because what I'm saying is, like, you know, every 4 years the Olympics come around and we hear and talk about countries that we don't ever fucking talk about any other time. And then this election comes around, we talk about Michigan and Pennsylvania and New Mexico and Arizona. It's like, yo, when the last time New Mexico didn't come up in a conversation with anybody who's not in New Mexico? Never.
I mean, isn't it just like the black people? I mean, there's nothing favorable about black people except for every 4 years.
That's what I'm saying. It's like state Olympics, man.
Because really, what you were saying about the Electoral College is true, but at the same time, the redlining and everything like it has made city centers much more valuable. Where are black people in the city centers? That's how Biden won it.
Yeah.
Every big state that you thought would have gone Trump's way didn't, because all the black people are in the city centers.
I mean, hell, that's why Virginia has been blue. We've been blue because of like 3 areas. Yeah, 3 areas. Northern Virginia, Richmond, and pretty much like Norfolk. That's pretty much it.
So I understand what you mean about the Electoral College. I don't know if it's going to be a runaway based on the Electoral College because of what I just said, because we saw it unfold like almost 4 years ago. So there is that. I mean, but then it makes it more important what we had been saying for the last year about, black men in particular jumping ship. So, or just being brazen about how they feel about Trump. So it's just like, that becomes much more important. But I'm just saying, as long as black people are, in the cities and white folks are in the rural areas or suburban areas, the Electoral College isn't as easy to get for the Republicans as it used to be. And found out that the hard way 4 years ago.
It's just, man, look, and I'm going to put it out there because I feel like I need to, man. Hey, man, I get it. You vote for who you want to vote for. However, the problem is I don't need to see your dumb ass on TV talking to crazy. And that's the problem. Like, because just like in any other news situation, they possibly find the dumbest people to put on TV. It's almost like they look around and be like,
But it's entertainment, man. We don't want to see somebody make sense.
I mean, shit, yeah, man.
I was just about to say that, AJ.
Yeah.
It ain't about finding the dumbest person. They try to find the most entertaining people. And the most entertaining people are usually people you can make a joke out of. And unfortunately, like, what people like to laugh at is ignorance. Like, hell, that's why y'all think I'm funny, because I say a lot of ignorant shit up here sometimes. But, like, it's not on that level. You know what I'm saying? But it's not on that level.
I mean, I like disagree with that statement completely.
Hold on. Y'all both being very disingenuous if y'all ain't gonna say I done said some ignorant shit up here.
No, you say some stuff sometimes makes people uncomfortable, but it's really smart.
Yes.
What you're talking about now is nothing to do with you, sir.
Once again, I didn't say it was the same, but what I'm saying is there's an entertainment value in being able to say something that somebody might say makes some people uncomfortable. Some people would say it's...
But that don't make it ignorant.
Problematic.
Yeah, I think ignorant is where you turn me off. It's like, you're not ignorant. That's not true. Not ever.
You don't make ignorant statements. Now, what's the ignorant
I have an ignorant approach sometimes to some very truthful things I say.
That's not true either.
Like, what's ignorant is when you get a motherfucker on TV saying, hey, so why you vote for Trump? Yo, man, I'm trying to get that stimmy check. Motherfucker, Trump didn't do the stimmy. Like...
I mean, his name was on it.
I mean...
I'm just saying, his name was on it.
He fought hard for that.
His name was on it.
He can't prove it because his name's on the check.
I mean, exactly. Which is the only president ever to be on a stimulus check ever, because Biden did one, after he got into power, but he wanted to get the money out. So it's like, and this shit like that, man, is just like, come on, man. Like, I mean, you got a cell phone just like everybody else, bro. Like, you watch TV, and I get it, man, and I'm not saying you need to do your own research, but damn it, like, I need you to have to get in front of a mic if you don't 100% know what the fuck you're talking about. Like,
but it's
on some crazy shit. But I know it's entertainment.
That's all I'm saying.
And it's just
because people that produce television know exactly who they want to get.
Exactly. So it's like, it's crazy. So like, just like if somebody's house, like if there's a shooting or somebody's house burned down, they find some neighbor who it didn't affect at all.
Oh, yeah, out here raping nice everybody. Hide your wife.
Hide your kids. Hide your wife. I mean, it's like, bro, like, come on, man. You live like 8 houses down. You don't even know these motherfuckers, man. But you got an opinion. It's like, come on, like, stop it. Oh, yeah, they were nice people. And that house was really nice. And I hope they do well. Man, you don't even know their name.
Doesn't matter.
Like, get the fuck out of here, man. And it's just
Thoughts and prayers, sir. Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers. Yeah. I used to play with their kids. Nah, man. See,
no, you didn't.
I mean, exactly, right? So, let's go back to the boy a little bit. Black Patricia Adams, shout out to Black Patricia Adams, told me, teacher, doing that still there stands for drugs are really expensive. And my parents had to sit through a consultation. Yo, that's funny.
I mean, what was the consultation about? Like, because that's a very accurate statement. Like, so were they like, how does she know that the drugs?
AG can't deal, man. AG can't deal.
Or were they like, hey, can we do some things to help make drugs less expensive for her so she doesn't feel?
Can we get a layaway plan?
Can I get a stimmy check so I can get the drugs?
You know what?
Mocha Cowboy, let the flower states have their moment of relevance.
Hey, I'm cool with it, but like I said, let's just acknowledge that that's all it is. It's just like what I always talk about in soccer. We always pretend when the World Cup comes up that we all pretend to be soccer fans for a couple weeks. Not saying that there aren't real soccer fans out there, but I mean, ain't as many as the public be acting like. We don't really know about it that much.
She was letting us know she got a black backside to toe the fuck up. Like,
and then you needed some drugs, so you needed some painkillers or something. That's fucked up. As you had just expressed that the drugs are really expensive, then they gave you reason to need them.
and see, KB Yako, this is that bullshit, right? Sexy Red did thought Trump sent out the stimmy check, and
he did. His name was on them.
Man, shut the fuck up, man. Like, don't be doing that, man.
But is he wrong though? Is he wrong?
Yeah, he's wrong.
Because the one I got said Trump all over it. I cashed it. I sure did.
First of all, I didn't get shit. I didn't get a check with his name on it. I got a letter saying, hey, just wanted to let you know these checks are made by Trump. I got direct deposit from that bitch. But like,
once again, it had Trump's name on it though, right?
I mean, it didn't have Trump's name on it.
It doesn't matter.
The letter,
it wasn't going to go through. The direct deposit wasn't going to go through without his name on it, sir. Just take the bukkake, man.
All I'm saying is, I thought it was funny because I remember when I opened it up, it's like the government. The fuck are you sending me some shit for? Hey, just wanted to let you know that these checks are provided by Donald Trump. And I was like, hold on, motherfucker. Like, I got my shit direct deposit. So you literally wasted more money sending out letters to people with direct deposit just so you could be like, yo, name's on it.
How many times have you said Trump's super petty?
Not only that, Ruben, like, bro, don't do that. Don't be disingenuous about that. Like, respect the motherfucking marketing. Like, we know that's what, like, bro, you can say it was a waste of money, but nobody considers marketing a waste of money. It's a necessary part of business, man. He had to market that shit.
Yeah.
And it worked. And not only was it marketing, it was fucking effective marketing.
Yeah,
you're acknowledging how effective it is as you're trying to say it was a waste of time. No, you can't do effective marketing and then say it was a waste of money at the same time. No, it was money well spent. The marketing worked.
Because he made a lot of people forget that he dogged Obama for doing the very same thing.
Yep.
And it's just like, wait a minute, Obama does this and it's a bad thing. You do it and it's wonderful. What's the difference?
Well, and he didn't even want to do it, which is the crazy part. He wanted to fight it. And then they was like, yo, man, these people need this shit. Then he's like, if I keep fighting this, I look like a bad president. Yo, let me put my name on that shit. That's a good idea. No, it's not. You held up money for people for like 2 weeks.
Fucking idea, Ruben. It's marketing.
I'm not saying it wasn't great marketing. I'm just saying the purpose was
just come up to the dark side, man. Just let it go. Use your anger.
Nope. Motherfucking sun is shining, bitch. Nah, I ain't doing it. But yeah, man, it's just like, and that's the shit that gets me, man. When I see, or like you see the black dude. Yeah, man, when Trump was in power, he made sure I had money in my pocket. You don't work, motherfucker? Like, what are we doing? Like, you don't got money in your pocket now? Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like,
see, you're mad about the wrong things. Don't be mad that don't be mad that the ignorant black person is saying these things. Be mad that nobody has been smart enough or direct enough to actually explain the error in their ignorance. Because we all try to fight saying that they're stupid, and it's like, no, they're not stupid. They've been fed a certain line of information that nobody has done an effective job of disputing in their life. It's like what do they say? Don't hate the player, hate the game. because look, a lot of black people feel that way. Like, oh man, money was better. Oh, he did stuff for HBCUs. Like, these are all marketing ploys, but it's been marketed well. If you've got enough people who actually can, on its face value, sit there and think that it's true. Like, I was watching something on YouTube because some guy went to the RNC and he was basically trying to do he did like a 20-minute thing about like the new black conservative, like where they come from, why they believe what they believe, what they believe.
Came from. Yeah.
And he was interviewing one guy, and the guy was saying, hey, there were times when, the black community, he's for black individualism. He said, everybody's trying to do this. We got to be us. It's black individualism. And then he started talking about Black Wall Street in Tulsa, which was completely black togetherism. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but then he was like, and that was great until the policies ruined it. And the dude interviewing was like, hold on. You guys, hold on.
What the fuck did you just tell me?
The interview.
Whoa.
Really, the interviewer pulled the mic back and said, no. Let's be clear. White people killed that, not policy. And he was like, no. And he was like, no. We're not going to do that. He was like,
but they
white
had
people
planes
killed
with
that shit.
bombs and whatnot.
and then the black guy was like, well, it wasn't all white people. It was just those white people. And then the black guy started bringing everything. He was like, Harlem Renaissance. And he's like, yes, these were different groups of white people, but different groups of white people in different geographical locations, all doing the same thing.
Oh my God.
Hence why I'm saying it was white people who did that.
This mother trucker tried to say that policies destroy Black Wall Street. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Bro,
and destroy Tulsa.
Yeah, when the show's over, it's like 3 minutes I can find that part. I'm gonna pull that shit up.
I don't even know if I can do that,
No,
man.
because it's funny because the guy was like, he was having really respectful dialogue with me. We talked to the pastor that spoke at the RNC, and he was being real respectful in his pushing back. But like when that dude said that, he was like, whoa, wait a minute. We're not gonna do that. It was white people who killed that. Like, policies didn't do that.
So you mean to tell me this dude didn't mention anything about how they burned an entire city? Not a city, but I mean they burned down a whole neighborhood. Everything.
It's such a perfect picture because the guy, it's a black guy. He's a Christian rapper, and he has a shirt on that said "God greater than evil." And God greater than government. So he has God greater than government on, and he basically says that policies ruin Tulsa.
See,
no, you go into that. You go into
not
that
the people
all-white
blowing
church
shit up and
all
burning
this
stuff
for him,
down.
man. I can tell you with almost certainty that this dude attends a white church. Has for years. And his brand of Christianity helped him get where he is. I guarantee you he is not black adjacent.
And he was talking to the pastor who at the church in Detroit, the pastor in the church in Detroit that had the Trump come, and he was like, man, he said, if you would see the voicemails that I got with people calling me everything other than God's, and I'm just like, yeah, it's probably because you invited Trump to your church that has mainly black people, and none of your black congregation was actually in the fucking church. That's probably why they're mad. I don't think it's just because Trump was there. I think it's because Trump was there, and then you essentially kicked all the niggas out. Or maybe you didn't kick them out. Maybe you just didn't invite them loudly. Or maybe you did invite them and they gave you, a lot of resistance, and you said, oh, well, I'm going to have them come in anyway.
Jesus. Oh my God. See, and that is a perfect type of ignorance that I hate seeing on TV. Like, what?
And that's why I was so vehement about saying what I said earlier, because what you just described to us is ignorance, sir.
Agreed.
The way you characterize yourself and use ignorance was completely 100% wrong. I'm sorry. I hate to say you're wrong, but you're wrong. And it's just like, see, this
I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again.
I'm just saying, man, it's just like when you say it, I said, no, Moby, no, that's not who you are. And then you come up with what you just said. Yeah, this is why I was like, no. Because that foolishness, how you gonna burn people in their own homes? You gonna go out to the dude that usually, has insecticide in his plane where he crop dust, fit it with fire bombs and then continue to bomb the city. And I'm like, you killing people in the street, you raping people, you doing all these.
Hey man,
Policies did that.
man.
Policies did that.
Get the fuck, man. Like,
What the fuck are you saying right now, bro?
I had the most profound
Oh my
respect
gosh,
for the
okay.
for the dude that was doing the interview, because like he'd been letting people say stuff, he'd been giving like respectful, cordial pushback. But when he said that, he was like, whoa, Mike back.
what we not doing is that.
we gotta clean that one up a little bit, like, because policies didn't burn shit down. there was no policy that happened and all of a sudden shit started exploding.
Oh,
That's not how it worked.
Oh man, see, yeah.
So they say, they had some like some overnight policy to just like, oh yeah, you can shoot black people in the face and you good.
Yeah, let's bomb this shit.
Really? I mean, I promise you, man, I'm being literal. They had planes dropping fire bombs.
Yeah.
What the
You ain't gotta explain that to me, man. I
I've
know.
watched several documentaries on it. I've seen people who were interviewed who were there.
I mean,
You burning people with women and children in the crib and you burning the house. Anybody who tries to escape gets shot in the face or in the back of the fucking head. Are you serious?
that's just like saying Jim Jones is a patriot.
Man, look,
Like, what the fuck,
I'm gonna
man?
tell you, and I hate to say this because I don't really know this dude, and I may be completely wrong,
I'm glad you don't know this dude.
but I'm telling you, he has spent so much time in white America, especially in church, based on what his shirt says, that he is not black adjacent. He is not even black adjacent. And the reason I'm getting so wired up about this is because I have family members like this. You can't grow up in there are some suburbs that you can't grow up in your entire life. And then you expect to have any shred of what the black experience is. Because you have been comfortably numb your entire life. Your entire life. You don't know what it's like. You don't even, man, it's, oh my God, bro.
Well, AG, I'm gonna give a little pushback on that, because one of the things that this interviewer inspired him to do this was a book called Black Conservatism, like The Grifter. It's a kind of a recent book. And the book was describing how a lot of the movement in Black conservatism isn't necessarily about Black people who actually believe all these things that they're saying, but they're basically some people who have realized that there's a way that they can get monetary gain or power by saying these things.
Candy
Like, I guess the definition is like someone who swindles people out of money through fraud. So he's basically saying a lot of these grifters, your Clarence Thomases, these are people who've had Black experiences, but in the midst of that Black experience, realized, fuck the rest of these niggas. I think I can phrase this or frame this in a way that I can get positive out of this negative. So I'm just gonna say whatever these white people want to hear, or say whatever these white people will endorse me to say, so I can reap the rewards for being their friend.
Candace,
I totally agree with what you're saying, but that's not where I'm coming from.
No, what I'm saying is, like the pastor, because the interview actually accused the pastor. He was like, some might say that you're a grifter, because he was like, before you invited Trump to your church, before you spoke at nobody was thinking about you speaking at the RNC. Nobody even knew who your name was. But now, since all of this, you're getting all of this attention, all this money. He was like, well, I'm not getting money, because if I get money, it's all going back to the community in my church. And he was like, doesn't matter. You're getting all of this attention. You're getting all of these things. And that doesn't necessarily mean you actually believe what you're saying or that you actually feel this way. You just realize that through the group's pain, you can somehow get benefit or gain from it. So like I feel that way about not the Black conservative voter, because I mean, they're not really getting any positive attention. But for every black Republican, for every black tap dancer in politics who basically suck dick and chuck and jive for white people, like, I don't believe most of them really believe what they're saying. I think they've just really, really done a good job of compartmentalizing and being like, hey, fuck them niggas. I'm gonna get mines. And they might not say fuck them niggas. They might just be like, I'm better than them niggas.
It's the same thing.
It is.
No, it's the same thing. You're splitting hairs. It's the same thing.
No, I'm not splitting hairs. But what I'm saying, it's motivations matter. Now, the result and the action from that is the exact same thing, but motivations matter. And I think sometimes we simplify people's motivations a little too much. Like, there is a difference between somebody that's saying fuck you and somebody saying I'm better than you. Because one is a problem of narcissism. You're never going to fix that. The other is a conscious choice of hate. And I really have a disdain for that person. Like the Clarence Thomas shit, that I have a special type of disdain towards him. Because I don't think he's just a narcissist. I think he actively hates his own people. Like he literally goes out of his way. And it's not just about him making money. It's not just about him sweetening his deal. I think he truly hates black people, including himself. Like, he hates the fact that he is black. So he's been spending a large majority of his life trying to bleach his own blackness through action. Like, hey, I'm gonna do all these things against black people. I'm gonna find the whitest woman that hates black people the most, and I'm gonna try to marry her. I'm gonna do all this shit. When I have to meet my maker, I'm gonna look at Jesus and go, this is your fucking fault for making me a nigga. Fuck you too.
Uncle Ruckus.
And he'd be like, I would have worshipped a different God if I knew my God was a nigga lover. Like, I feel like that's really in his internal monologue. So that's why I say, you say we're splitting hairs, but I'm like, there's a difference. I have a different level of disdain towards one group.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm not coming from that place. I'm coming from the place of, I know people like this guy. And I am presuming from my experience with these handful of people that frustrate me to no end, that you were immersed in a situation, in a community that accepted you because you made white people feel comfortable over a long period of time. And because of that, you were insulated. But you're so insulated, you don't even realize you the coon at everywhere you go.
You didn't know you were the token.
Exactly my point. And so when you go to the RNC and you wear the shirt and you say the words, you're talking about one person, I'm talking about someone else, because the person I'm talking about believes every word to their core. Now, and again, with the narcissist thing, that's very true. However, one huge tentacle of narcissism is self-hate. And hate in general. So we're kind of connected there. However, I am talking about people that have lived a certain life day to day in a place that is very not like them. However, they're accepted because of their parents, their vocation, how they talk, how they move, all the things, and it made their white surroundings very, very comfortable. And because of that, you have a golden ticket. It's not real. It's just gold-plated. It'll turn your hands green. However, you are insulated. You don't feel this stuff. You don't feel anything because you a good nigga. And sometimes they tell you that. And it feels good to you because you're accepted.
You're in the house.
Yeah. You have a seat at the table. It's not a table. You think it is, but it's not. And again, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying dating white women is just like a straight line to what I'm saying. It's not. Because I caught what Black Morticia Adams was saying. And two things can be true at the same time. But when you are used to this lifestyle, it leads you to believe every word that comes out of your mouth and everything that white folks have taught you to say. And you don't question any of it. Everything is policy. Everything is, well, we have good and bad people on both sides. All the things. And you believe that in your heart. You believe it. You're not trying to make a dime. You will go home and sit on the toilet and take a shit and believe this. You will. That's the person I'm talking about. And that's why I said what I said about this person. Now, I hope I'm really wrong. But what I'm telling you is my thought comes off of personal experience, and it's everywhere. So two things to be true at the same time. What you said is very true. All the thing I'm saying is we're talking about two different people. We said that because you said this about Candace Owens. I think Ruben said it earlier. That is who you're talking about. I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about somebody that's never going to make a dime. They are true believers, and they look like us. They look like us. But I also know where they live. I know where they worship or not worship. I know where they shop. And it's just like all that stuff matters. I grew up in the suburbs, man, and I'm telling you, it is a seductive place. Especially if you move there and your parents do the right things, like vocationally, and they have education and all the things, bro, you think you have made it. You feel like the fucking Jeffersons, but you're not. Because all of the blackness that the Jeffersons took to that building, no. You don't have that. Because when your white friends come to your house, it's like being at their house. It sounds the same. The food is bland. All the things. All the things. It's no different except they're black people. So your friends are, you get the seal of approval. You can go to his house, but no, you can't go to, you can't go to Tyrone's house, but you can go to Steven's house. You can go there. Just saying. So when you tell me about people like that, it gets me riled up, man, because it's like true believers. True believers. So.
We out here calling Tyrone now. Shit. It's crazy. So yeah, like I'll say this and then we can move on. Like there's a difference between that dude and like Creflo Dollar.
Yeah, Creflo Dollar's a grifter.
Yeah. Like he is true in what he does. He is all about getting paid. He is all about the money. It is all about him. Where this dude thinks he has a semblance of what he's supposed to do, and he's unfortunately following a pathway that really doesn't congeal with the way everything else should go. But he is probably, I would say, close to being brainwashed to the point where, like I said, he looks at his skin and he's like, my skin may be dark, but I'm white on the inside. And it's
I think brainwashed is a very good term for it. I really do think brainwashed. And I don't mean it like, people consciously brainwashed them. But I think what AG said, like, you're brainwashed by your own personal experiences, and sometimes you don't even realize that what you experienced is more of an anomaly than a reality for everybody else.
Yeah, and I mean,
And I guess my perspective is always framed by the fact that I've been in both worlds enough where I gained clarity. Because I went to a school where I knew all 8 of us black people in that school. And I've also been to a school where, like, when I saw a white person, I was surprised. It was like, hey, what you doing over here? So because of that, I guess I had balance. I'm thankful for my hybrid bringing up. Saying that I had a little bit of balance.
I would too. It's important.
I'm thankful that, like, in elementary school, I went to a predominantly white elementary school, and then that afternoon I would be on the blackest side of Savannah with my whole family. It was
yeah. So, yeah, man, I definitely hear you. And I mean, for every Candace Owens, there's that other motherfucker who believes that his shit don't stink, and he is on the right side of the wrong side. So, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, because those people say the real problem with black people is the fact that we always claim to be victims. And as Tim Scott said, this is not a racist country. The United States of America is not a racist country. Because all the black Republicans in the House all bragged about how, hey, well, my district is a predominantly white district. Oh, my district is predominantly white too, and they had to vote for us. And my thing is like, to me, I'd be like, doesn't that make y'all feel a little bit more self-conscious about that? That all these white, like, there's only black Republicans in places where only white people exist. Like,
Hey man,
like I feel like y'all should be too smart to think that logically means America isn't racist because all these white
I have been privy to these conversations, and I guarantee you it goes the same way in private.
oh god,
I'm telling you right now, they wear it like a gold medal, sir. And they believe every word they're saying. Their spin on this, it's true to them. And every time it's proven right, it's like, you remember how much more brazen white America was, white conservative America was when Trump was shot at and didn't die?
Oh yeah.
Same thing. Because everything that they believe has been validated. And I'm telling you, it's like committing crime and never going to jail. And everybody knows you committed a crime. You know how much power that is? I'm telling you, bro, it's real.
you feel invincible,
Exactly.
and that's what Trump feels
Well,
like.
that's what all the conservatives have done with Trump. You know, even the pastor that spoke at the RNC was like, he got shot at and didn't die. Isn't that proof that God is
Exactly.
protecting him?
Oh,
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm thinking, you know how many niggas get shot every day and don't die? Are we gonna say that God is protecting that nigga who's been selling drugs and has killed 18 people just because he got shot one time and didn't die? I mean, based on that logic, is it God's protecting everyone?
And
So
see, I can't, and it's Christian folks like that, man. Beeline to hell. Beeline. Ain't none of them going to heaven. None of them. Because I just can't. It blows my mind, and it's embarrassing for people to proclaim God and then do something just horrific. Say something hurtful. I'm like, and then double down on it, and it's your truth. How is that going to be your truth? You don't read no Bible.
yeah, AJ, you just said a word that if I'm having a really honest moment about why I speak so loudly and harshly about certain people, it's that word embarrassing. Because when I see these black Republican people like Tim Scott people, not the black voting Republicans, because once again, I'm all hate the game, not to play it, but they're part of the game now. So when I see an educated black male spewing out just dumbass shit, I'm not so much as upset at them for saying it. I'm not upset with them for believing it. I'm embarrassed that a black educated male represents, because we all know as black people, we have to represent for everybody. So as soon as one black person says it, all the white people will shift the frame, say, hey, Tim Scott said it.
There it is.
Tim Scott said it. But he's black.
But I would just want to just say, be careful when you say educated, because education is perspective driven.
Okay.
Because the education that I got and the stunted growth, the education that some of these people that work my nerves all of my life, that education they got, and it culminated into this dude that you're telling us about right now. That's an education. He was taught these things, and it got backed up here and there enough in strategic ways to where he believes every dumb thing that comes out of his mouth, to the point to where people that were actually there couldn't tell him that these things happened. So really be careful when you say educated, because it's perspective driven.
Okay, quote unquote educated.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Because what some of these people are learning
Because
is not
notice the
truth.
word I didn't say was intelligent. I said educated.
You know what? I should let you finish my story. That's exactly right. That's the
Didn't say
distinction.
intelligent.
That
I
is the
said educated.
distinction with the difference. I love it. Oh my God! Ooh.
God, 18.
Yeah,
man, it's
I get embarrassed by it. Because
we
you know,
should be.
Well, no, it's a selfish embarrassment because, all three of us at some point in time in our lives have been called this by white people. You're articulate. You're well spoken. And when I hear that, I go, well, I guess, but I mean, you wouldn't be giving a white dude credit for being able to enunciate.
No,
I was just saying, but when I hear that, I know that they perceive the fact that I can reasonably articulate my thoughts.
Oh, we gotta watch out for that one.
If I can do that, and you hear another black guy doing it, we're the same person. So because I could have a conversation which I articulate and I really don't say F you every third or fourth sentence, I dumb it down a little bit and I just speak with, words with more than 2 syllables and really have a conversation grounded in thought, that because of that, when they hear somebody like Tim Scott speak that same way, they go, well, he sounds like this and you can sound like this, so that means y'all must be like cousins or something, right? Y'all got to be thinking the same things. And it's like, no, one of us doesn't necessarily hate ourselves. One of us thinks all people have value, not just the white ones with money.
Or just the white ones.
Yeah, or just the white ones.
And I mean, it's, I'll say this, then we'll go to the boards, man. And that's why I think it was 2 weeks ago, watching Abby Phillip on CNN really just unnerved me. Because look, man, it is what it is. Nancy Mace was up there. And there are times where she seems like she is center Republican. And then she does dumb shit, literally go on the show and on purpose mispronounce the vice president's name. The whole damn show. And it's and then you got the nerve to sit there in the show to talk about, Tim Scott's in South Carolina. Why are we bringing up? So because he is part of your crew, then the rest of us are we should be like that guy? Get the fuck out of here with that, man. And it's so embarrassing, as you said earlier, because, people pick and choose who we should be. And I'm just first of all, we all
don't
different.
Pick and choose. They choose wisely, and it's always the same.
And then you got that motherfucker being hey, man, since J.D. Vance became vice president nomination, we heard from Tim Scott's ass. His ass been ghost. Because he thought for sure he was going to be the HNIC up with Trump. And now I can't find him. He on the back of a goddamn milk carton. And,
Well, he's not choosing to be silent right now, Ruben. They're just not putting a microphone in front of him because they don't feel like they need him right now. As we get closer,
thank you.
They'll need him again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And he'll be there. He's on his knees.
Yeah.
He's got his mouth open. He's just waiting for us to enter. That's what the Republicans doing. They basically, hey, just stay there with your mouth open. Keep it moist. Trust me, we'll insert that Republican penis back in you. Then you can suck for a little bit. Trump will do this, and he'll get on it.
Django Bukkake all day. Django Bukkake all day.
Please, sir, may I have another?
Yeah.
And that's about. So, yeah, man. Yeah. But I can tell. I mean, I every time we talk about black Republicans, man, I look at AG's face, man, and he's just like, these motherfuckers ain't me.
No, you know what? And I got to put it out there and be truthful. I understand if people don't, especially at the beginning of the show, if people dislike me for that because they thought certain things and they presumed a lot, and I get it. I ain't fighting that at all. I hope that anything that I've said on this show would lead you to understand that I'm not stupid. I'm not willing to say, no, it was slavery. They were slave ships. This was not the Love Boat. Okay, we didn't come here because we wanted an American vacation. When you can be part of a party and not be you can be part of a party and not be misinformed, or choose to be misinformed, or believe or drink the Kool-Aid.
I believe at one point in time that was true. I think currently that doesn't reign as true as it did. Yeah,
currently, if you're a politician, you'll lose your shirt if you, hey, I'm a Republican, but what he said was wrong. What we're doing is wrong. You won't get voted again for saying those things. When I was card carrying, I was like, I'm still black. They out here calling me a nigga for real. However, the things that this party believes in, I believe in also. And when I looked around, and a lot of black people did, we were Democrats. And I get that. But what we're doing now, like I said, like 3 years ago, I said, how in the world are you going to ask me to vote for somebody who is telling me actively, building policy, passing policy that's got you a nigga all over it? I'm not voting for that. What the fuck is wrong with you? Man, no. If I'm gonna take some cum in the eye, I'm gonna benefit. Okay.
You said you want the money on the dresser first.
That part. If you look, man, because the Democrat, let's be honest, the Democratic Party are full of other white folks that don't like me too. However, they not out here actively trying to kill my ass. They just not coming on my face for free. Okay, they say, hey man, you're gonna benefit too.
The alliteration that we use on the show is
just
awesome.
saying.
I mean,
so
look.
All I'm saying is don't get me confused, because I feel like sometimes, and this is probably just my internal thing, I just feel like people lump me in with these fucking idiots, and I'm like, no, well, back the fuck up. No, that's not me. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there.
I mean, to be honest, like when I first got on the show, and you were the resident black Republican up here, I was like slightly relieved in a sense.
Relieved?
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because like I've never prescribed to a political party, because I've always thought political parties stunted thought. Because anytime you are, I joke with Ruben about this with fandom in sports. He's got the Yankees thing behind him. And I've always said, hey, it's always easy to root for the team that's always winning. And because of that, I've seen this guy support certain people when they were on his team. And then when they're on another team, even though they're the same person, totally turn on them. And that's how I've always felt about political parties. It's because political parties are about your group and not about the thoughts in the country. Like I've always hated when, people assumed that I'm a Democrat, because I'm just like, nah.
You're black.
And then when people go, well, you're not a Democrat, you're a Republican. I'm like, why do I have to be either?
Yeah.
I mean, because I can honestly say, as somebody who has voted, I have voted for a Republican before, and I have voted for Democrats. So I am not just thought independent. I've also been voter independent.
Oh yeah.
And that's because I feel like truly there are so many more black people who would love to be true sense Republican conservatives. Because when you really think about Republican conservatism, it sounds like a lot of old black thought. Church, family, independence. Like to me, those are all very much rooted in black. However, the current construction of red right now doesn't have anything to do with religion, family, or independence. It doesn't have anything to do with that. And I would also say the Democrats don't really have anything to do with, I don't know, actual liberalism, actual equality. I think what they do is they pander to get votes. And I think you have some extremists like AOC, which, I mean, look, I get it. Sometimes extreme times call for extreme measures. My thing is, if you have a problem, you don't answer every problem with the most extreme answer, because you have to make that answer make sense. And some of the things that, some of the super liberals have suggested just don't make actual sense. And they're not grounded in like, oh yeah, we could actually make that happen. We always act like this money is this thing that just, magically appears whenever we want to, but like, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
We can't say, well, we should be able to just pay for all this and give money to everybody for all this. It's like, yeah, that'd be awesome. You can't do that and say capitalism matters. You can't do both. You can't do two things at one time sometimes. So I've always felt like I just really wish we could eliminate parties and just have people say, hey, I'm going to have my own ideas. Here are my ideas. If you support it, vote for me. If not, don't vote for me. Not, oh, well, I'm a Republican, so I have to vote this way because my party says so. Because I truly believe the Republican Party's downfall is their loyalty. And I truly believe the Democratic Party's downfall is their lack of loyalty. Like, it's just like they could just meet somewhere in the middle. Because Republicans support Republicans. Like, even the people who have been loud never Trumpers, if you look at their voting policies, they vote with all the other Republicans. They just, out loud
quiet
say,
about it.
No, but out loud they say, we don't like his get down. And you know what? I can actually respect somebody who's like, I don't like your get down. But I mean, this policy shit is still what I want. Unfortunately, on the Democratic side, we don't do that. It's like, if you don't like their get down, this motherfucker should drop out the race. Like, it's I don't know, man. It's a horrible system that we have. And I've said it multiple times. John Adams said, a two-party system is the death of democracy. And this shit been dead for a long time. We just keep trying to revive this shit that ain't never gonna actually be. This idea of democracy is severely flawed, and it's not real. It's a figment of most people's imaginations. In fact, corporations actually run the country, not a party. And nobody likes to say that because it sounds doom and gloom. But I mean, yeah. So actually, AG, I was refreshed to see a Black Republican say what their views were, but not feel like they had to compromise their morals to say what their views were. Because a lot of the Black conservatives that we see publicly portrayed are people who say they have Republican views, which I'm cool with, but then they throw their fucking moral compass away and make it seem like you can't have conservative views
and care
and be a decent person. There's like, hey, you can do both at the same time. I know it's a novel concept, but you're able to do it. It's possible. Now, politically, you probably can't be successful, like as you stated, because as soon as you start doing shit like that, you get voted out. But I mean,
I don't know, man. Like you said earlier about it being unfair, that we label and profile Trump supporters. It's actually unfair because I don't think you need to be profiling people 100%. But at the same time, I'm like,
they kind of tell you who they are.
Yeah,
once again,
it's two things being true at the same time. I mean, because almost 90% of the people that I hear vote for Trump, they look, sound, and move a certain way.
Once again, I'm not saying everybody is a bigoted racist that votes for Trump. I'm simply stating that when you vote for him, you're basically saying out loud, I'm okay with him being one.
Which gets us back to point one. We're going in circles. We're saying the same thing. You just take longer to get there. The bottom line is you're fucking racist. Now, you might not be a racist like to the nth degree where, you on your, shared family calendar, you got the KKK meeting coming up.
I mean, look, AG, I'm sure they got like 2 Black friends.
Yeah, well, That's starter kit racist to me. Just saying.
Starter kit racist.
So again, I'm just a little heated, bro. All I'm saying is just like people like that let people like me down because it's like you have no common sense. But again, I still understand where you're coming from because if it hadn't been for my parents, especially my mom, because she was so family oriented and my family's black, to balance that suburban life, man, I'm telling you, growing up like that is dangerous for black people. And I had the privilege of having balance everywhere. But my neighborhood, especially when we first moved there, that I was aware of was like all white or mostly white.
You talking about the last neighborhood they moved in?
All of them. Them were, every neighborhood I've ever lived in started out or stayed all white. The last neighborhood my parents lived in, it was all white except for us. The first neighborhood that we lived in, all white except for us. And then the middle neighborhood, like, where I really had my kind of formative years, was it was just 10 years before we moved in, a family sued so black people could live there. I didn't find this out till like 5-6 years ago because I went to school with their son, and we know each other on Facebook, and he brought this up on a Facebook post when I think it was a anniversary of one of his parents dying or something like that, and he brought it up, and I was like, "Are you for real?" Google it. So we moved there in 1979 or 78. In 1969, the year I was born, these people sued so we can be in that neighborhood. So there was like a handful of black families that were there when we got there. By the time, and this was when I was in 3rd grade. By the time I graduated high school, the neighborhood was 60-40 because once too many black people started getting there, you're popping holes in this vacuum. And they migrated out.
White people get up out.
Because I remember the rumor, and this is really ironic, I'll never forget this. There was a rumor going around in middle school that this one teacher was really irritated that there were so many black families moving in to this neighborhood. And they were vocationally equals, right? There ain't nobody ghetto. It was like all of them looked the same. The only way you can know any different is if somebody walked out of the house. This lady was pretty upset, and she let people know that she was moving to Great Bridge to get away from it. Okay, so 20 years later, my parents moved to Great Bridge.
I was about to say, yeah.
Do you know, I walked out of the house one day when we first moved in, and I saw the home ec teacher that I'm talking about come out of her house. And I'm like, gotcha, bitch. Because we moved right across the street from this lady. This lady was running and couldn't run fast enough. And the irony of it is you ran away from somebody that never meant you any harm, but you couldn't stand on black people, so here we are again.
I'm just saying, racially speaking, her white ass should have known she couldn't run faster than black people.
Is he wrong? Because we caught her. We caught her at the finish line. We caught her at the finish line because did I ever tell my dad this? I don't think I ever told my parents. But I remembered it. I remember it like it was yesterday. I walked out of the house and it was just like,
what's up?
Exactly. She didn't know me because I never had her class. But that rumor.
But you knew of her.
Yes. And it's just like, and the other funny thing was, as we were there, especially, like after her husband passed, it's like she was the nicest person. We got along. Not we, like me personally, but she knew my parents or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So again, man, like I said, it's like being a kid, being a product of the suburbs, it stunted growth. It stunted black growth. That's how I know what I'm talking about, because some of these dudes I'm talking about wanted nothing to do with growth. They went to private schools. They were either that or they're in like all white communities, entire towns.
Yep.
And there's nothing you can learn about yourself when you live in that environment. It's everything that you learn is like sugar sweet, and it's not even real sugar, it's saccharine. And then you regurgitate this stuff that you learned that you now believe.
That's Splenda.
Bro, you got cancer you just got cancer. All over your body because you've been taking in this like fake shit.
You're Carlton from the New Bel Air.
Yeah.
Oh God. That's good.
Man,
That's
I
good.
couldn't have put it any better if I had to pick somebody to
Yeah,
personify.
Carlton from the New Bel Air. Like that. That's
And
exactly how they framed him, man.
Without Will, bro. I'm telling you, man, there are people like Carlton, and Carlton showed growth, but it took Will to get him there.
Yeah.
But if there was never no Will, his parents didn't show it to him, his life didn't show it to him, and I'm not blaming his parents for putting him in that position, because really his parents, I'm not a parent, but I would imagine, is to put our kids in the best, or what we think is the best situation to succeed.
Yeah.
Would that be
He
true,
went to
Moby?
private school.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I know. Me and my wife, we have. It's a delicate balance because I mean, of course, I mean, hell, we moved to where we moved because we didn't want to be in a certain school district. Not because we wanted to be in quote unquote white school district. We wanted to be in a school district that had more opportunities, especially a whole bunch of stuff. But we're also really conscious of like, we also don't want our kids to go to like a all white school where they don't see any kid of diversity, don't have any experience with people who are not one way.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That's
so
a high
like,
wire walk, man.
yeah, we would never, like, I personally would feel extremely uncomfortable putting a kid in a private school where they're not going to see anybody or be around anybody with different experiences, different life experiences. Like, I say when I was growing up, I laugh and joke about it now, but I mean, I was in extreme school situations where I was at a school that was pretty much all white. Then I was in Petersburg and I was school where like I saw a white kid and I was like, oh shit, this kid must be visiting. Or, maybe he's albino and I can't tell from this far.
Wow,
like,
albino.
I'm just saying, like, so
He's not wrong.
And growing in that experience, like as a kid, if I'm being honest, I hated it because when I was at school in Savannah, I was the black kid that spoke different, and because you speak like your environment a lot, so I was always taught to enunciate and everything, but I also spent a lot of my time on the other side using all types of slang terms and listening to music that I had no fucking business listening to. So I was the black kid that talked funny, and then I would go to my own family's neighborhood and I was a black kid that talked like I was white. You know what I'm saying? So I never fed in, but fast forward to now, I feel like I'm appreciative of all experiences because I truly don't ever really feel uncomfortable anywhere. I do have some internal fears that I have admitted to and make me sound weird, where I say large groups of white people do make me uncomfortable. When I hear a white person get chastised for, oh, you look real uncomfortable around all these black people, I'm just like, I'm always slightly sympathetic because I'm like, look, when I went to college and I knew exactly how many black people were at the college I went to, and they would be going to the frat parties and I'd look around, I wouldn't see a single person of color there, and I would just see a whole bunch of white, crazy, drunk people who were on drugs. That shit scarred me to the point where I'd be like, hey, large groups of white people and then somebody in the background yelling, doing that white cat call. That shit scares the shit out of me, man. Like, now, I'm not saying I look fearful, but in my head, I'd be like, man, I wish I was at the split party right now. You know what I'm saying? At least I would know what to look for.
Yeah.
So I'm always slightly sympathetic when people be like, oh man, that white person looks so uncomfortable around black people. I'd be like, hey man, I be looking the same way around some of these white people, man. I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to get up out of here. I don't know, have y'all experienced this? You ever been in a white outing, like where there's a whole bunch of white people, and then you see another black person and you almost feel relieved?
Aspen.
All the time.
Almost feel like the need to go speak to them.
Aspen.
By ourselves.
Yes.
Me and you, baby.
Bro.
What's up?
I see him. You make that eye contact, and that eye
Head
contact.
It's an extra what's up.
It's the head
extra.
nod, but you're also feeling that person out because you want to know, do you feel uncomfortable here too, or are you one of the ones that feel really comfortable here? Because I don't know. I gotta read the room a little bit.
No, because what happens if a black person that feels comfortable, they don't want to look at you.
That's true. I never thought about it that way.
Because
Maybe
the
that's
black-
why someone
because
look away
like-
from me.
because
I'd be
I-
like, Nick, you see me, right?
Right, exactly. Because when I was in Aspen, it was like people I was with, and then there was another group. We had to been there for 4 or 5 hours, so it was plenty of time for me to see everybody that was in that town in the summertime. And it was just like summertime in Aspen is like locals, a lot of locals, and it's just like I looked across the street and saw this family of black people, like maybe a family of 4, and it was like we looked at each other, was like, you already know. If I look at it in that same situation, if I look at a black family and they don't want to look at me, or they like that have that, you already know that their level of comfort is like what you were saying 30 minutes ago about, fuck y'all niggas. Because they might, I mean, who knows, man? They might have a private jet waiting for them. They might think all the things. And they don't want to be they don't want to be with some like, had to save up some money to get here type of dude. They don't want that. They already know. It's Aspen. They already know. So again, man, you can tell by the eyes, you can tell if they lock in, you already know it's like, hey, I might have a lot of money, but I'm with you. Or I might be broke like you, but I'm with you, because the experience is the same. Every black person in the same situation does not have the same experience. Not even close.
No.
Because the dudes that I'm talking about, people I'm talking about that I grew up with, sometimes, man, they don't understand what I'm saying right now, because they are in their element. Being in an entire town that is 99% white, that is their element. For me, I'm like, and actually it's kind of a game. Like, it's like, you see some black people? You see? And then it's like, hey, punch that. And I was like, oh shit. What's up, player? I sure did. Meanwhile, I'm sitting in a restaurant full of German people speaking German. And I'm like, man, but again, I ain't mad. It's Aspen. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
You are looking for yourself. You are looking for yourself all day.
I know I'm looking for myself. We used to be at company meetings, man, and it wouldn't be but like 2 or 3 of us in there, and I would be looking.
Oh, Biako, yeah, I said bitch. I did. I was a little angry that day, but I did.
So yeah, man. I mean, I guess, it's one of those things, man. I grew up in Petersburg. No issues with Petersburg. I mean, 95% black high school. Word, But when I did my 4-H stuff on the side, it was about 10% black people. So, I knew where I was and what I was, So, like, that also, like Moby said earlier, that type of life probably kept me grounded to a point where I never hung out in my 4-H world and was like, yo, you better than everybody else. Because I'd come back home, go to school, and be like, nah, motherfucker.
That part.
You like
We right here. We right here.
Exactly. And that's the experience I had, because as soon as you get a little bit, and it's like, then you got to go to a family gathering, everybody black.
Yeah.
Eating greasy food with high blood pressure. Everybody.
All day.
So
all day.
I'm telling you, I understand that.
Yeah. And so it was just, it was just 2 worlds, man. But it's all about how you balance it and how you come out of it. Because, like, I could have easily become Carlton and still went to Petersburg High School and whatever. I mean, but I didn't. But I also wasn't, like, the opposite of that either. I felt like I had a really good balance, and stuff like that. But yeah, I think some people don't understand somehow. It's hard for everybody, regardless of what color you are. Some things are handed to you because of your skin color. Some things you have to work for because of your skin color. But more importantly, who you are is a direct reflection, can be a direct reflection of your skin color unless you change that. You know? Because, yeah, if you're surrounded by a certain type of person every day, you're probably going to be similar to that unless you have made a decision to, you know what, let me see what else is out there.
Diversify your bonds.
Yeah, that's right. And that's the thing. Like, you know, I ain't never gonna be mad if somebody diversifying their bonds. However, I won't be mad if you diversify your bonds and you come back dumber than you left. Like, yo, I can't wait to see the video. But then again, I don't want to see that video y'all talked about with the dude who said that policy killed Black Wall Street. Like, I might lose it after hearing that, because as a person who found out about Black Wall Street within the last 10 years, I mean, to be honest, yo, it infuriates me completely. And like, for a black person to sit here and say some bullshit like that is like, what? Well, yeah, we need to fight right now. And I'm not a fighter, man, but I feel like I need to take some watches off and shit. We need to go right now. Because if that's what you truly believe, we need some education up on
Once again, to what you're trying to say, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's clearly means he was never given the actual story. He was given the story in the cliff notes that they wanted to provide for him, or that he wanted to hear.
Yeah. I mean, but still, once again, we say it all the time. Go do your own research and blah, blah, blah. But there are times where we're just not saying that because it sounds some cool shit to say. Nah, motherfucker. You don't know about Black Wall Street? Go educate yourself properly. You know, don't worry about hearing it from us. Don't worry about hearing it from somebody else. Go fucking read about it. You know?
Just like Juneteenth, you know, when one of my supervisors that, you know, said, "Hey, it's Black Freedom Day," and I was just like,
you know what? That's some insensitive shit. Right? It's wrong.
And here's the thing. That person didn't mean any negativity from it. It was just like, hey, I mean, I guess you ain't wrong, but you wrong. I mean, it's the day the black people found out that they were quote unquote free. But I mean, the freedom shit actually had happened a long time before that.
Kind of did.
I mean, yeah. And, you know, and I get us celebrating it.
Was that the start of CP time? Was that?
No, because that was white generated, sir. CP time is black generated.
Hold on, AG.
Yes.
I get what you're saying. It's black generated. I get what you're saying. But did that make it acceptable?
No.
Okay.
It's never acceptable to be tardy. I'm just saying. I just want to make that distinction.
I'm just saying, I feel like if I work at an all-white company and I show up late, and they be like, "Hey, you were supposed to be a time." Hey, I was supposed to know I was free a year and a half too, but you know, y'all niggas didn't tell me that either. You know what I'm saying? You happy? You should be happy I showed up.
I would laugh at that, but you would get fired. I'm just saying. That movie, that was good. Now you can go.
Yeah, don't come back. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out of here. Racist ass motherfucker. Like, yeah, so, yeah, man. Hey, all we're saying is, as we say all the time, just attempt to learn some shit. I mean, like, if you don't hear from us and be like, we're gospel. Yo, go read a book. Or go look some shit up. Like,
I'm always wary about to go look some shit up, man. Like, honestly, there's some things in life. Just go fucking get a book. Just fucking get a book. This?
Wikipedia is not legit all the time. Because people write that shit. Just like people have made a whole bunch of versions of the Bible.
But my thing is, Ruben, I hear what you're saying, but the sad part is this. You are presuming these people want to know something else.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you from experience, they do not. Okay, they sound like they're white counter. they don't want to know any better because what they're feeling, what they think they know makes them feel comfortable. And it's all about comfort. It'll be the death of you, but it's all about comfort. It's like, you know, taking slavery out of textbooks and making it a vacation or some sort of vocational school for Black people makes me feel better. Telling me that there were slave ships and women are having babies stillborn and having periods on each other does not make me comfortable. Don't tell me that.
They weren't slaves, AG. They were just working for non-existent wages. That's it.
It's just servants.
Is that what they were doing?
Yeah, they were working for room and board. You know?
Especially with the whips and shit. Yeah. I mean, what did it say?
Were they free to go, Moby?
I mean,
Were they free to find better opportunities?
They were free to go back to that place where they were staying at. That shack.
That's not free. I want to go to another shack somewhere else. Can I do that, sir? No, I can't.
I mean, somebody else paid for them.
Yeah.
Somebody else paid for them.
You know what? I'm so glad. Because that's my point. But see, I can't say that because it make me feel uncomfortable, sir.
It'll make you feel guilty about your whiteness. Because we all know how fragile that is.
Oh,
Pretty
Jesus
fragile.
Christ.
But I'm the one that's supposed to get over it. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what we're doing, sir.
So, I mean, AG, let's keep it going, man. What's on your mind?
Yeah, what's on my mind is other bigotry and all this contradictions. Okay, if you watch TV at all, streaming or not, the commercial for the drug Apretude that prep for HIV, I guess. I might be getting that wrong.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Well, for the last 2 or 3 years, I was trying to train myself to not think or say stuff like that's gay or that sounds gay or you look gay. It's okay. I get where that comes from. So, okay, I try to just take things for what it is. And once I can get some proof, I'll call that what it is. Well, I'm watching this commercial one day, actually last week. And I was like, wait a minute. This product is obviously geared towards gay, LGBTQAI for real, especially apparently gay men, because it seems like all the women are heterosexual. So I'm like, okay. And they all have all the cues of gay men in gay environments. So I'm like, wait a minute. You have been training me to not see gay. But then you make a commercial, and actually every commercial with this type of drug is showing all of these stereotypical gay men. But I'm the one that's supposed to have to shut my fucking mouth about what looks and sounds gay. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not even gonna try anymore. If it looks gay, it is gay. Because if it's okay for you to make the commercial, and again, this is not to a man saying, I'm portraying myself this way. This is a product that's being marketed by a company, and no one is up in arms about it. Because I promise you,
And they air that shit all the time too.
All the time.
Every time me and my wife talk about it too, I'm like, yo, are we? They might as well call it gay cancer.
Exactly. Because, like I said, man, it's like the women, and actually they're doing lesbians a disservice as far as I'm concerned. Every woman, and it doesn't matter which drug it is, there's 2 of them. Every woman in these commercials that I can recollect is heterosexual. No?
Because in the commercial, it says that which is interesting that I've seen this commercial so much that I know this what I'm about to say. Because it says they only subscribe it for people who've been men at birth.
Oh, so this is a male drug?
Yes.
Then why is a woman in it at all?
Because if the woman has switched genders, basically they're saying that if the woman used to be a man, this drug is for them, but it's not for women. And that's why you see the heterosexual women, because it's also for heterosexual men, but you don't really see that relationship a lot in the commercial. But you do see two women, but basically what they're saying is one of them used to be a man.
No, that's not what I'm saying, Ruben. I'm telling you.
I'm confused as fuck now.
No, that's what they're. No, I'm saying that's what they're saying.
No,
that's why you see it. It's a whole bunch of confusion. Yes, I agree with you.
Only thing I'm saying is every time I see every time I see a woman in this, because I've seen what you're talking about also, where the big tall dude that used to be a dude is not a dude anymore, marries the little guy. Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
Or the three dudes that have transitioned to be women, I get that too. What I'm saying to you is they have women that are clearly heterosexual and they're focusing on her. So it's like...
Well, because their partner probably has HIV.
Okay, so I'll let that part go. So the meat of what I'm saying is this. I'm not supposed to say something looks or sounds gay but all of the cues that this pharmaceutical company is putting in commercials that air 50, 11 times a day have all the cues.
Yes.
And no one's upset.
No.
What the fuck, man? That's what I got on my mind, man.
I'm gonna try to add and make that okay. I think they really don't like it when heterosexuals label and call things gay, because normally when we do it, we're doing it out of a negative connotation.
Yes.
So if we see something that we don't like or we don't agree with or does a job with us, we go, oh man, that shit's gay.
Oh no, that's not. I understand what you're saying.
I get what you're saying, but because I'm with you, because I see that too, and I'm like, hey, we're supposed to not be putting homosexuality in a box and saying that gay looks like this. But you are actively on a commercial saying gay looks like
this. Yes. Because what I'm talking about is if I was on the phone and then I get off the phone with this dude and I'm looking at Lauren like that dude was gay. I'm not supposed to say that because he might not be gay. I mean, he sounds that way, but I'm not supposed to say he sounds gay. I'm supposed to say nothing because I can't not say he sounds gay because he sounds gay.
Yeah, so you also have a penis. You have a penis. Women have a carte blanche to say a guy's gay, whether they have any evidence about it or not.
Well, yeah, a woman will tell you you're gay if you don't come, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's just a feeling. They can just say it based off of a feeling.
A woman will say that, and it's like, what about the part where I don't fucking like you? Okay, anyway, moving on. But what I'm saying, I just find it ironic that I have to sit and watch this commercial, give me a piece of cake and I can't have no cake. Because every man on the commercial looks fucking gay. I'm just saying. But I'm not supposed to say that. I just think that's really ironic, and that's what was on my mind. That's all it was. Like I said before, it'd be one thing if there was this outrage, when the commercials first started airing, but there was none. And I was like, so they gonna keep telling me that this is what gay looks like, but I can't say it? Go fuck yourself.
And it seems like every type of gay male up there that they're showing is a very stereotypical view of gay men.
Exactly.
It's like they don't show a dude playing basketball with all the fellas and then going home.
They at the club, they dancing, they're doing everything that's fucking gay. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, bro, that looks gay, but I'm going to jail. I'm going to HR if I say that.
Yes, you are.
But you're giving me all the cues.
Yes, they do.
And I understand how white folks could feel if you made a commercial where everybody playing ball and eating watermelon and shit. It's like, wait a minute, you just said I couldn't say that. Fuck you. No. That's all I'm saying. It's terrible. Y'all need to make up your mind. Or have some outrage that says, okay, yeah, now it makes sense because y'all are mad at that commercial and I'm not supposed to say it, so they can't say it either and all the things, but they don't do that. They let that shit go and they're killing Dave Chappelle. Fuck you. Anyway, that's what's on my mind.
Wow. AG's animated today.
Oh, man. He got me with that whole Tulsa thing, man.
We hit the punch today.
The Tulsa thing got me, bro. I'm telling you, it brought up all sorts of demons. I'm telling you it did. I'm so sorry. Shirley, if you listen to this, I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna let you know, man. I watched that whole thing too, and I was like, I was doing all the things I complained about my daughter doing. because when she watches stuff, she's like so extra that she like talks to the TV, and I'm like, they can't fucking hear you, right? but like he said that, I'm like, this motherfucker here, like.
I appreciate y'all's understanding. Thank you.
I mean, hey man.
My poor wife has to listen to this too. Oh my gosh.
I mean, you ain't sounding like this since the Tyler.
I mean, I thought we were about to start talking about some Tyler Perry stuff. That's I really thought we was about to happen.
Tyler Perry is like, it's just with
whole
Tyler
different
Perry.
animal.
The thing with me with him at this point is, and thanks to Mo B for this, it's like I know who you are. I know this is for me. And I'm not gonna waste my time on you.
And he's brilliant, bro. He knows who his target audience is.
I'll watch the stuff that's actually good, and I'll take it with a grain of salt, and it's fine. It's like whatever. But the whole Janet Jackson thing, upgrading after she destroyed a perfectly good marriage, yeah, fuck her. So whatever.
But here's the thing. I firmly, like, in my heart, like in my heart of hearts, believe if the three of us were hanging out and Tyler Perry can't come kick it with us, and there were no cameras around, and there was like nothing where he was gonna get negative backlash, we'd fucking love Tyler Perry. I bet he cool as shit. And he'd probably be honest and be like, man, I ain't making this shit for y'all. Y'all got dicks. I make money off of vaginas, bro. I know what my audience is, bro. I know y'all niggas hate me, but that's cool. Y'all can hate me all the way to this fucking bank that I literally own.
I tell you what, I would respect him if we were hanging out. He said, yo, man, I got daddy issues. Man, come on, player. Plus, I make all this money. I'm good. I'm buying these drinks right now. I would totally respect that.
He was like, man, before I started to decide that my target audience was only going to be vaginas based on my, being homeless and all and trying to get that bag, I found a way to get that bag. And look, if y'all niggas hate me, y'all niggas just hate me. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? Shut the fuck up. I got money now. So shut the fuck up. I got money now.
I'm gonna stop hating the player and just hate the game. Because he's not the only one out here doing it, so.
No, he's just doing it better than everybody else.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's just doing it better than everybody else.
And he's making so much money off of poor performances and bad writing. It's awesome. So good for you, sir.
All them shows on ET, oh my God, the lighting's horrible, the audio's horrible. It's like, dog, you are making millions off of a $15 budget that you're doing at your own fucking studio.
Exactly. Because I'll never forget the time I could have swore I saw an overhead mic in the shot. I was like, fuck me.
Yo, he told about that shit.
You probably saw the shadow of it. You might not saw the actual mic, but you probably saw the shadow. And they were probably like, hey, man, we ain't got time for that.
Man, it could have been somebody's dick. I don't know. It was just
Might
bad.
have been.
It was just fucking bad.
Yeah.
But no, I believe he would be a really cool dude. And I do appreciate what he did for Harry and Meghan. I do. So it's just a fuck him on a very just low level now. I'm like, whatever. But yeah, the Janet Jackson thing, yeah, go fuck
He probably
yourself.
wouldn't even be mad at you if he was like, man, fuck you for that shit you did with Jen. He'd probably be like, yeah,
that was kind of jacked up. You know,
I got
it
paid.
was.
I got paid.
Yeah, I'm glad
Yeah.
all y'all got paid, but that was fucked up anyway. Gonna fucking upgrade after you done killed a dude.
Look, man, I can't make a movie that has women accountable for their own actions. Nigga.
Absolutely.
Ain't nobody gonna buy that shit.
Well,
Ain't nobody gonna buy that shit.
He made that movie and it wasn't successful.
And it didn't do well.
Temptations joint.
Yep. Yeah, I was about to say it didn't
Wait a
do
minute,
that
didn't do
well.
well?
No.
Why did I get married too? Why did I get married didn't do well?
No, it did well.
The Temptations, Confessions of a what was it called?
Oh, that's the one with Journey.
Smollett. Yeah.
Yeah.
That didn't do well. I love that movie.
Not in the box office.
Yeah, box office. It
But she
was
treated
not.
that dude like a oof, and then she the one out
Exactly,
there
and she
broke
took-
down.
And she took the L strong.
Really?
And that-
No one.
Yeah, she because he ended up giving her HIV.
Oh, you talking about in a movie? Okay, yeah. It was bad.
Yeah,
It was
the
bad.
movie didn't do, because they didn't like that.
They found out that
Oh,
she
so
lost.
she didn't like that she was accountable for all that, and then the
Yeah.
dude was on top at the end.
Ain't like that.
Not only was he true to the friend, but he leveled up and got the pharmacy. I was like, yo, that's what's up. So that's why I ain't do good? Because dudes ain't allowed to have shit, right? Is that what we're doing?
Exactly.
Fuck
I
yeah.
feel like that was a test case. He made that movie as a test case, and he was just
So
like,
if I rock with a dick one time, then we'll see what
he
happens.
was like, I'm gonna try, and then he was like, you know what? I gave y'all niggas one.
And dried up.
Yeah, he took one in the eye and said, "No, it's not for me."
Hey, and I ain't mad at it.
I
Hey,
ain't mad either. I like that movie.
but hey, you gave it the old college try.
Of course we like that movie, AG, because we won that bitch.
Yeah, we really did win.
Here's the thing. I didn't like the movie because we won. It's not even that I like the movie. I just appreciate the fact that, man, I wasn't expecting this ending.
Yeah, me neither.
You know what I'm saying? Look, that was an M. Night Shyamalan moment that worked. And I was like, oh shit, that was a fucking twist.
Instead of M. Night Shyamalan, that worked.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was an I see dead people moment right there. Oh shit, this nigga been dead the whole
Don't you
time?
ever refer to yourself this ignorant ever again into your life, sir. Because that was fucking hilarious.
I'm just saying, when you saw that movie, Ruben, did you think that shit was going to end
No,
that way?
Hell no. That was far
Because
from
I
the truth.
actually thought he was going to end up begging for her to come back and all
yeah,
that bullshit.
Exactly.
When she had to come get the medicine and everything, I was like,
Oh, yeah.
whoa.
And then she looked tore from the floor.
And you gotta go to this nigga as the pharmacist?
Yeah.
Like, oh
You
shit.
got to see him every month. Every fucking month.
And he know what he giving you. You know what I'm saying? He know what this medicine
Yeah.
for.
And look, when she leaves the store and sees the friend and the new wife and the kid, and it's just like,
Bro.
that was me. Not could have been.
Yeah.
That was me, and I treated it like it won't shit, and now I ain't shit. Hobbling to church.
That was a Dave Chappelle skit when the ex-girlfriend comes up and he goes, bitch, I'm happy as fuck. And drives off with his wife.
That right there.
Anyway, that's what's on my mind, man. The gay community should be outraged and they're not, and I'm confused. So, all right.
You're confused. All right. Mo B, man, what's on your mind?
Hey, man, today, I consider myself one of the luckiest men in the world because I got damn near everything I wanted in a Sunday. And I appreciate my wife for giving me damn near, night is young still, everything I wanted in a day.
It's going down, y'all.
I'm
Still young.
I'm just saying. No, I'm glad you took it that way because I'm sure she's gonna take it as like she still got time to mess it up, and that's not how I meant it. But I know I've said shit like that in the past, so I'd understand if she took it that way. But what I'm saying is like the only thing that didn't work out is we overslept. We were supposed to go to church, and I say we because I'm going to take accountability in it as well, even though actually it's her fault. Because she vehemently told me to turn my alarm off yesterday.
Oh.
She was like, turn your alarm off. I'll turn mine on so you ain't got to worry about it. So I woke up and was like, we getting ready? She's like, we overslept. I looked at the time. Oh, well, guess we did. But I love how it turned into we overslept.
Look, man, hold on.
I did.
Wait a minute. Wait. How you going to take a responsibility? You said you're going to take accountability, then you threw under the bus.
No, but here's the thing. The day got better. Even though we didn't go to church, the day got better. And let me tell you why. I told her yesterday, like, and it was all sincerity in the world. I was just like, look, I just can't do nothing tomorrow. I just need a day where I don't have to do shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like I've been, okay, well, you know what? Maybe you did. And if you did, fucking brilliant. I'm not even gonna say you didn't do it. If you did, it was brilliant because it worked. Because I was like, I just need a day. I've been, running on fumes. And I was like, I just need a day where I don't do shit. Like I don't have to do anything. And woke up and she was like, no, we overslept. So I'm like, cool. I started watching something on TV. I don't even fucking know what it was. I was watching some show. Went to sleep again.
Oh,
Didn't wake up till early afternoon.
Oh,
Came downstairs, made something to eat for myself. Went back upstairs. The girls were doing something quietly. Well, Kira did something as quietly as she can. I mean, she can't help it. She talk loud. But I mean, for the most part, nobody asked me to do shit today. Like, she asked me to take the trash out, but I'm just like, she didn't really ask me. I kind of had to take it out because it was just overflowing. That's my fault. So I shouldn't even let it come to the point where she had to ask me to do that. But I didn't have to do shit. She rubbed my neck while I laid down. You know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, today was one of the best days fucking ever because I didn't have to do anything but enjoy the company of people that I love by kind of ignoring them all day. That was like, it was awesome.
Is that how you're going to characterize it? Kind of ignoring them all day?
Well, I did. I mean, but in all defense, I mean, the kids are usually ignoring me anyway. So that was, that was evenly reciprocated right there. And she didn't ask me to do anything. She laid with me. She joked. You know, we watched a documentary on the history of like TV sitcoms. I don't know why I picked that to watch, but it was entertaining. But like literally, we were just chilling, and I didn't do shit today. Like, not one fucking constructive thing was achieved in my life today, and it was awesome. And I thank her for that because oftentimes I treat doing things that are really my responsibility as if it's some burden that's on my life. And I don't mean to do that. But like, you know, sometimes I just be tired. So it is a burden, but they're not a burden, if that makes any sense. It's like, you know, sometimes I just ain't got it. And today she was just like, you ain't gotta have it. I got everything. She made food for them tonight. You know, today, usually Sundays, the day I cook, but like, it was just like, I ain't have to do shit.
Damn, you got Father's Day part 2?
Bro, it was awesome, man. And I'm just like, I gotta give her flowers, man. Like, as much as I complain about some shit, a day like this happens and I'm just like, yo, fuck all that bullshit I was talking about you earlier. Like, you awesome. You're awesome.
I would admit that you're saying these things, man.
Baby, I was just in a different place. I love you.
Apparently he's always in a different place.
No, AG, you know why I admit to these things, man? Because I'm just owning my shit, man. Like, I know, like, I am not the easiest person to be with. I am not always I'm not the softest person to be with. I say a lot of shit, like, off the top of my head, and I don't necessarily think about, like, how it's going to be perceived or taken.
I'm sorry. You see what W.R. Brown just said.
Oh, you AG'd me.
He really did. He really
wasn't
did.
that such a reversal? Because he was pissed on his shit.
Yeah, it was, yes, it's juxtaposition for sure. That's funny.
But I mean, yeah, I was just like, man, like, you know, and I don't mean like I'm bad. I just know who I am. I say a lot of things, and I necessarily don't mean them to be harsh or anything. I just have a censoring problem sometimes. I don't pay my censor enough money, and he just gives me the shitty job, and I'd say things.
Man, you gotta get a better anger translator.
Nah, man, fuck that. See, I can get away with not having a good censor because I feel like I have a really good PR person. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you fuck up, you know, as long as you have a good public relations person to kind of spin it, and, you know, hey, because people love forgiving you. people love a good redemption story, man.
What about the part where we actually get better? What about that? If you are self-aware, you're actually... if you're going to be self-aware, don't you then in turn have to be responsible with that information and get better?
AG, this is me getting better. See, you're not acknowledging my progress right now, sir.
I'm not. I don't see any progress.
Hold on,
because he's talking about it. He's talking about it.
Not only am I talking about it, I'm also showing, like, actual gratitude for it. Now, I know I'm framing it in a very me type of way, but I can't be somebody I'm not.
Again, progress not seen, sir. Progress not seen.
Hold on.
Okay.
All I'm trying to say is I don't always do the best job of showing my appreciation for the little things because sometimes I'm so micro-focused on accomplishing a goal of making sure everything in my life is good and everybody else in my life is good. And that can make me seem very negative about my reality. And my reality actually is I've got it fucking great. Like, even the things that sometimes are stressful and, you know, keep me up at night, they're all, as they say, first world problems. You know what I'm saying? They're all like, if you've got this problem, you got a good fucking life. know what I'm saying? Because I'm not necessarily worried about super big shit anymore. Like, I'm not just like, oh man, what we gonna eat this week? I ain't there. You know, sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna have to be late on this bill. But I mean, we you know, that's better. Being late on the bill means I'm acknowledging that I'm still gonna have it. And, you know, so I'm just trying to be and show more gratitude. So that's my progress right now, AG. I'm not saying that, like, I'm still not going to be that same asshole sometimes. I'm just going to try to be more conscious of it and at least cut it short. And when I do it, go, hey, my bad. I got to be better about it.
You know what? I tell you what. My bad, too, because I was seeing the bigger picture also. But you know what? Baby steps, sir. Appreciate you.
Yeah, look, man, I'm going to get there, man.
You will.
And the truth of the matter is, like, she puts up with me, and I don't know how sometimes. Like, look, I know I can frame a lot of things as if I'm putting up with her. That is not what's happening here.
Well,
Like,
actually, she's not on the show to defend herself, sir.
I mean, she be in that chat pretty goddamn adamant. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
This is the first time I've heard her in a while. This is the first time, and you said some things. This is the first time I've heard her in a while.
okay, but we ain't gonna act like she ain't said some harsh shit in this chat before, though. And some of it's been unwarranted.
Look, I know I feel like I'm caping for winter right now, but dude, anytime she comes out harsh,
she's Kate Worthy.
she's usually
She's Kate
reacting
Worthy.
to your ass.
And she's Kate Worthy. I just said that. She's Kate Worthy.
Okay, that's all I'm
But I
saying.
mean, here's the thing, man. You don't go caping for Ruben when I be busting his balls about shit.
Because it's true. I'm not gonna cape for Ruben because it's true.
See, you fell for that shit, AG.
What?
He out here turning this shit from him to me. I had nothing to do with this shit.
Look, what I'm saying is this. If he tried to manipulate me, he still said a truth. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but the truth don't need to be about me.
Hey, AG, all good jokes contain truth.
Well, yeah, the best ones do.
Which is why a lot of times it seems like I'm saying a lot of shit about, you know, W.R. Brown. But I mean, these good jokes do be like, you know what? She's never really called me up here accurately. She's never said I was fucking lying about shit.
He's not wrong there.
But she does respond sometimes like there are some half truths in there.
No. She's responding like there's this thing called accountability that exists that she is allergic to. I'm not grabbing that motherfucker. But
I'm out
that's
of
okay.
this. I'm out
Because
of
she ain't
this.
got to. She ain't got to.
I feel like I'm about to be in the middle of your marriage.
Not at all. Not at all. Because the whole point of this is like she don't accept accountability sometimes, just like I don't accept responsibility sometimes. And I'm adamant about that. Sometimes I'm not good at it.
Hey man, as long as y'all are hand in glove, that's all that matters.
No, you know what we are? And I say this and she's gonna think I'm completely, you know, just being a dick about this. But no, we are a perfect complement to each other. Like I give her shit about her goofiness and her tardiness and her lameness sometimes. But you know, all the things that I give her shit about are things that secretly I wish I could be better at. Like she has such a positive energy. She's super emotional about stuff, especially like dealing with the kids and stuff. And I'm like, I'm envious of that because I don't have that in me to be that. And I'm thankful that I found somebody who does, so our kids can be balanced human beings. Because if I was just raising them, they would not have balance. They would not, because I say some really random ass shit.
It's a little bit more than random, sir, because you said it on this show.
Oh, Ruben's heard me say some of this stuff. Hey, Ruben, when I said they said something about nuts, and I was like, we just went on a whole big nut tangent, man. I was like, hey, you know.
And you got daughters, bro. Really? I can't do it.
So you're nuts. I'm like, no, you came out of mine.
I will
And here's the
never
thing.
get used to hearing that.
Here's the thing. My youngest got it.
Immediately.
My oldest didn't.
She didn't get it for like 15 minutes.
My
They had to
youngest,
explain it to her.
my youngest was dying. And then Kira was like, what's funny? And Cadence was just looking at her like, how do you not get it?
Actually, Cadence was more like, that's nasty, daddy.
But no, she laughed.
She laughed. She was like that. She was like, ugh.
And I'm not going to, the fact that she picked it up so quickly,
Made you proud, didn't it?
Bro, beyond proud. I was just like, girl,
Wait a minute.
man.
W.R. Brown
Girl.
went from being AG to attack. If you raised them, they'd both be Cadence.
Okay, because Cadence is a lot. My youngest is
You.
mannerism and personality a lot like
Jesus
me.
Christ.
Somebody's
But
gonna be in trouble.
she
one
says
day.
that like it's a bad thing. Like it's fucking awesome.
Some young kid's gonna be in trouble one day. That's all I'm saying.
Man, some young kid is gonna be like entertained all the time.
Okay. However you want to frame it, sir.
Because Cadence is funny without even having to say a lot. And that's fucking impressive. Because
Right. It's just like you.
I talk my ass off up here, AG, for laughs. And Cadence says like one or two sentences, and it'd be like the funniest shit I've
And
ever
that is
heard.
you also. That is you also. So really, that's you.
And you're not attacked. She was not attacked. I was just basically saying we have balanced kids, man. And in large part it's because of her, man. She literally is the best part of our kids. And I'm all the shit that we're gonna have to watch out for later on in
But
life.
you always lead with an attack before you. You know you do that, right?
Look, man, I'm doing the best I can, bro.
Oh, now you're doing the best you can. Okay.
People hurt. People hurt. That's all I'm saying.
Now, that,
doing the best I
now,
can,
that
man.
right there was like 100% grade A deflection, sir. Absolutely. I
Hurt
called
people
him on
hurt.
some shit he does all the time, and it's just like now he's doing the best he can.
Doing the
Okay.
best I can, man.
Okay.
I'm saying, I'm
Took
just
me
out
to a
here
dark
trying-
place when you said that, sir.
Hey, look, man, just taking it one day at a time, man.
Okay.
Just
Anything you say. Fucking TV show. It's not life. Okay. Go ahead.
No,
What's on your mind, Ruben? He talking crazy.
yeah,
What's on
go
your
ahead,
mind, man?
What's on your mind? Because I had a great fucking day because I have a great fucking wife.
I have
I
many
mean,
of
what's
those.
on my mind? I mean, I'm still a little pissed off at myself. That was
What?
late. I was late, man.
And actually,
You know?
are you still tired? Because you're halfway falling asleep, it looked like.
Nah,
Oh, okay.
I'm not tired. And that's the problem. Like, I took a nap, and I don't take naps. And that's what happened. I took
Oh.
a nap. The alarm woke up. It woke me up. I shut it
I
off.
mean, you sure as hell hit me up and was like, I'm up. And I was
And
like,
then I went right back to sleep.
I was like,
I was physically up, but I wasn't up out the bed. That's the problem. If I'm not standing up,
Well, make sure you don't do that again because you scared the crap out of me. I was like, something happened. Because, I mean, we got the show notes this afternoon. I was like, what happened between then and now?
I mean, I took a nap, so I can't be doing that.
I thought you were taking a nap was cold to have that you had some young breezy over there that was gonna be distracting you and you didn't want nobody to call you and interrupt. And I'd have been like, bro, if that's the case, I mean, you could have just told me and AG to do the show without you. You could
First
have
of all,
kept doing your
First
thing.
of all, I appreciate the fact that you would think that something like that would ever happen to me, and I would use codes like that instead of just saying, "Yo, man, I'm about to get some." I'm out of business for an hour.
Man, Ruben,
Right.
you're a gentleman, man. I don't believe you do no shit like kissing and telling. I mean, that sound like some, other people shit. I don't think you would do that.
Now, he wouldn't kiss and tell, but we would certainly know.
Maybe after the fact. I don't think he would, in the moment, I don't think he would tell you wouldn't have texted me and been like, hey, I got a young lady around the crib. Hit me up at 8:30 to make sure I'm good.
Nah.
Exactly.
No, you're right. He would have done that. He would have done that.
Nah, I would have been radio silent like I've been most of the
Exactly.
day. And then it'd have been like, "Hey, you heard from Ruben? I ain't heard from Ruben. What the fuck's going on?" So
You'd have showed up on the show 30 minutes late with your bathrobe
shovel.
on. With
my
your
hair been
bathrobe
blown
on.
up.
Looking like
You'd have pulled a Dre. You'd have had your bathrobe on. You'd have been like, "Good evening, gentlemen."
he's looking like Hugh Hefner.
Good evening, gentlemen. I apologize
With
for my
bubble pipe.
I apologize for my
tardiness.
tardiness.
Nah, man. Nah. Just I my thing is, I appreciate everyone's time who takes time to listen to us, and I like to be on time, for it. Even though back in the day I was challenged that, we would start on CPT time, but that challenger has then since left. So, yeah, whatever. But yeah, today was definitely an oversight in an accident, so I do apologize for that. But with that being said, we still had one hell of a show, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate all of you for listening today. So, as you know, except when I take naps, apparently, we start this shit up at 9 o'clock on Sundays, and we finish until we decide to get done. So today, I guess, a little bit over because we started a little bit late, but we appreciate y'all hanging in. We appreciate those who are listening to us live. We appreciate those who will be listening to us on a podcast that will come out sometime on the weekend. I appreciate AG and Moby for being here with me as well. And of course, as I always say, tell a friend, tell an enemy, just tell somebody about us. Hey man, we do this on Sundays, on the one day that apparently nobody else does podcasts, which is awesome. We ain't got no damn competition. We do on Sundays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until we get the hell off the air. Hey man, good week. Let's do it again. Hope everybody has a great week out there. And if you don't, please, please, please don't kill nobody. And if you do, don't tell nobody, because I won't dare. I was at a family barbecue. And with that being said, as we always do, peace, love, hair grease, soul, and deuces.
Email us at 5minutewarning19@gmail.com. And also leave comments on Facebook and Twitch. Search 5 Minute Warning. Contact us on Twitter at AG_FMW Podcast, at Nugman25, at FMW 2019. Contact us on Instagram, Moby 5 Minute Warning, AG_5 Minute Warning, Nugman25. You can listen to the podcast at Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of
The 5 Minute Warning.
Disgusting story of the Republican Party admitting they don't think black people are U.S. citizens. The National Federation of Republican Assemblies, a group that heavily supports Donald Trump and lobbied for J.D. Vance as vice president. The NFRA just challenged the right of Kamala Harris to be on the ballot because she is a black woman, referencing the Dred Scott decision to make their racist case. We have to go back to 1857 for this one, where the Supreme Court ruled in an astoundingly stupid way that people of African descent are not included and were not intended to be included under the word citizens in the Constitution, and can therefore claim none of the rights and privileges which that instrument provides for and secures to citizens of the United States. It is impossible to understate just how silly, just how racist, just how exceedingly disgusting this filing is. The NFRA is a long-lived pillar of the Republican Party. Members and supporters include Ronald Reagan, George H.W. Bush, Kellyanne Conway, Ted Cruz, and Ted Cruz's father. So you can see just how far in the past that Donald Trump's version of the Republican Party wants to drag us, all the way back to 1857, when slavery was a right and black people were by law unable to be U.S. citizens. But hey, according to the rest of the GOP, they don't even think Kamala is a black woman. How is it possible that you all made two contradictory and still utterly racist declarations in less than 2 weeks? At least try to make your racist vomit internally consistent.
Black Republicans specifically are some of the most disliked and unpopular political figures within the black community for a reason. I'm pissed. Of the 4 black Republicans in the U.S. House of Representatives, zero represent majority black districts. I am royally pissed. In fact, they all represent majority white districts, something they seem to be very proud of.
South Carolina is majority white, correct? Yeah, it's Scotia. My district is majority white district. Your Utah is majority white district, correct? Michigan, you're Florida. Is your district majority white district? Well, how do we get here? Like, a lot of white people had to vote for it.
There is an obvious disconnect, and that's what I want to explore today. I wanted to know what draws a black person to identify with this Republican Party.
Trump has been for black people, regardless of what the media say, for a long time.
The Bible says we perish through a lack of knowledge, right? So until you teach the people, that's the only way they're gonna learn. So it's our job, me especially as a black conservative, to get out there, get on the ground, and teach these people all about the black conservative movement. And when you look at the movement now, especially right now, We speaking, baby.
I learned a lot about Black Republicans in these conversations. Their motivations, their stories, their goals. These are real people with genuinely held beliefs. Beliefs that I largely disagree with, and I told them as much.
It wasn't policy. It was white people.
Well, white people, it was
no. Let's be very clear. It was white people. No.
I tried to have respectful dialogue with them. So in this video, I want to share these people with you, but I'll also share some of my reflections on the experience of listening to, fact-checking, and disagreeing with Black Republicans. I learned a lot about Black Republicans, and I think you will too. So with that, let's dig in. In talking to Black Republicans, I found that their most consistent ideological North Star was an emphasis on personal responsibility. For those I spoke to, there was a real value for rigid individualism as opposed to collective progress and identity. Take Topher, for example. He's a Christian rapper, has millions of followers online, and believes, according to him, in an individualistic approach to progress for Black people.
And that's one reason why I'm pro-Trump and I'm a conservative, is because I truly believe in the individualistic approach to the problems that we see within the Black community or in America as a whole. And you can think about it, Black Wall Street, Harlem Renaissance, all that time, we was doing great. But when the policies came in and started destroying the Black community slowly and slowly. Matter of fact, it was supposed to get rid of poverty or at least lessen it, but we have more poverty now than we had back then.
I think you'll notice a theme of dissonance present in these interviews. On the one hand, for example, Topher endorses an individualistic approach to solving the problems we face as a community. But on the other hand, he points to Black Wall Street or the Harlem Renaissance, communities that I would consider on the Mount Rushmore of Black collective power. And he points to them as times we should look back on with admiration. And the question is, which one is it? Is it rigid individualism where we get it out of the mud on our own? Or is it about creating communities where we work together to build our collective resources? What's also interesting is that somehow for him, these communities no longer exist because of liberal or progressive policy decisions.
But when the policies came in and started destroying the Black community slowly and slowly. Matter of fact, it was supposed to get rid of poverty or at least lessen it, but we have more poverty now than we had back then.
I think it's worth pointing out that this more poverty now than back then line is verifiably false. It falls in line with a theme that people like Byron Donalds have advanced continuously throughout this election cycle. The idea that we were better off in any way during the Jim Crow era.
During Jim Crow, the Black family was together.
Yeah, that's right.
During Jim Crow, more Black people were not just conservative, because Black people always have been conservative-minded, but more Black people voted conservatively.
It's worth noting that the Black poverty rate has been falling ever since Black people started receiving civil rights protections. It's almost as if these progressive policies worked.
Now, you mentioned Black Wall Street, brother, and I want to be very real with you.
Yeah.
Black Wall Street was Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Greenwood District, where Black people built their own community, had their own self-sustained community, beautiful economy, making it for themselves, and white people destroyed it.
Yeah.
It wasn't policy. It was white people.
Well, white people, it was
no. Let's be very clear. It was white people. No.
It was those white people.
It was white people in that community. Absolutely.
Exactly.
And and let me just say this: Elaine, Arkansas. Rosewood in Florida, Atlanta, Georgia, the Sweet Auburn District, North Nashville in Nashville, Tennessee. Each one of these communities were booming Black economies where white people, not in the same place, but it was the same group of people every time, destroyed those communities. So you can't say it's policy when when Black people do what they need to do and build for themselves and white people destroy it. Yeah. So why is it that you would frame it as a policy thing?
I didn't frame it as a policy thing.
We can rewind it.
You said it was white people.
You mentioned.
I said it wasn't white people. It was those white people. And the reason why I'm saying that is because now we're trying to categorize all white people as evil.
No.
And what I'm trying to say is back then, because a lot of people don't know this, I'm gonna put this on record. Black Wall Street rebuilt themselves after that. 4 years after that, Black Wall Street rebuilt everything they had, and they prospered for the next 40 years until policy came in and destroyed it because they decided to build a freeway over their town, and that destroyed. So what I'm saying is, if we look at policy and the cultural essence of most things, right? It's not just policy, it's culture.
I was trying to draw a distinction between the nature of progressive policy, like the Civil Rights Act, or Supreme Court decisions to overturn segregation, and white supremacist policy, like destroying Black communities. But the subject kept changing. Lucky for you, I actually made a video about Tulsa, Oklahoma's Greenwood District. It was definitely white racism that destroyed Black Wall Street and other Black communities through explicitly racist acts of state-sanctioned violence. This is why an accurate, full telling of history is so important. Black oppression and Black progress have always had a collective quality to them. Black people have been, throughout American history, targeted as a group, from slavery to Black codes to Jim Crow to mass incarceration to anti-inclusion efforts today. But we've also made progress by harnessing the power of collective action during Reconstruction and the Civil Rights Movement, and even today during the Black-owned business boom.
From LBJ, that's why you say we're having these Negroes voting Democrat for the next 200 years. But all those policies have not done what they promised. Would you agree?
I would not agree.
So you think we're better off as Black people now than we were before LBJ passed those policies?
Yes, brother, we can vote.